Hey guys, so I wanted to make a video about coffee for my coffee drinkers out there. If you think coffee is a no-go forever and ever, not so fast, I have good news for you. And for those of you that are interested also in knowing, coffee is not bad for you after all. It's actually okay to consume in moderation, of course, and before noon. I recommend to not consume it in the afternoon and especially not in the evening. And that's because caffeine, which is in coffee, stays in our system for up to 12 hours. So by the time we go to bed, we're not going to be able to fall asleep, and we're going to have trouble going to that deep sleep, which gets us that nice rest overnight and energy in the morning. So because of that, I don't consume coffee every day. It's very seldom. I love the smell. I am from Colombia and we love coffee over there, so I am used to smelling coffee ever since I was born. So coffee is great. I also want to put a big disclaimer that not all coffee is created equal. There's some that have added ingredients, and that's why I recommend to buy organic coffee. And also they are high in pesticides, so that's another reason why if they're organic, you avoid that issue. And another thing that I want to mention is the quantity. So when I do have coffee, sometimes I have only 1 cup. So I don't go overboard and have 1 or 2 or 3 cups. I don't drink it to boost my energy per se. I drink it because I like the taste and the flavor, and it's a great excuse for me to add some of the spices that I'm going to talk to you about today. Okay, so one thing that I want to note is, again, organic coffee, the best and preferred, and you don't have to pay expensive price for organic coffee. Typically people are scared of buying organic because they think it's overpriced, and when there's a will, there's a way. So you will find something that is within a good reasonable price, like I did. Publix is a food store down here in Florida where I live, and that's where I get my coffee because it's a store brand. It's inexpensive compared to other brands. So the ones that I have here are house blend. So this one is regular house blend, and on the right hand side is the same one, but it's decaffeinated. Sometimes I put half and half to make 1 cup of coffee. Sometimes I put just one or the other. It really depends. I haven't really noticed much of a taste difference. It's just I don't want to have that much caffeine. It's not that I'm not used to it, but I like to have both. And also because if I have guests and they want to have coffee, I always ask, do you want decaf or not? So there's an option for you. And if you don't have a Publix where you live, definitely look it up online. There's many options out there. And if you have any recommended brands for organic coffee, please let me know. I love to try new things. And if they sell it online, even better. I love to check it out. Okay, so moving on. My adders to coffee. I love spices. I love to cook with spices, savory and sweet dishes. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite spices to add into my coffee. Okay, so number 1 here that we have is cinnamon. So we know cinnamon to be great to regulate sugar levels. It's great for digestion. I mean, I could go on and on. Oh, and by the way, two of the most known and great benefits of coffee is that it's high in antioxidants, and because of the texture, it's got some fiber in there, and so it's good for your digestion. The people that usually have digestion issues, they find that coffee helps them. So there you go. Now, moving on to cinnamon. So cinnamon is one that I put for sure. I love cinnamon. It is my favorite spice. The second one is cardamom. So cardamom is right here. This is a spice that is used a lot in savory and sweet dishes. It's used all over the world, but mainly in Asia, specifically in India. So I love to cook with this spice. It's a little bit stronger. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Give it a try. And if you start to consume it, start small so you get a feel for it. This one I brought from Publix too, as well as my cinnamon. If you consume a lot of these like I do, I recommend to buy in bulk. The next spice is a mix of spices, which is pumpkin pie spice. So we are in holiday season. We just passed Thanksgiving and getting into Christmas spirit. So the awesome part of pumpkin pie spice is that it's got a good blend included. So I'm going to show you. This one I got from the 365 brand from Whole Foods. So I don't shop there often, but whenever I want to buy something that I can't find anywhere else, I go there. So organic, like the other ones. And here we have cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and nutmeg. So amazing. All right, I put a dash or two of each. And another fun fact about cardamom is that it's got some similar properties to cinnamon, and it's really good to offset some of the effects that coffee may have on some people. Not everybody reacts the same, but some people tend to get a little bit angsty, or maybe their blood pressure rises because of the caffeine. So that's why I say moderation and low quantities and good quality, etc. of coffee. Cardamom helps to offset a lot of those. So that's why I like to consume that in cinnamon and pumpkin spice together, because they're great in taste as well. As far as sweetening goes, I have two options for you. I typically sometimes just add a drop or two of this one. So really it's up to you. I'm giving you an option here. So this I got from Publix. You can definitely find these online, because I've got them online before. The brand is Sweet Leaf, and these are a natural sweetener. So it's from the plant that we know, stevia. Okay, and this one is vanilla flavored. So it's great because it gives it a nice flavor taste, and that's really why I put it in my coffee, because it gives it a vanilla taste, which I like. All right, so another sweetener option is organic coconut sugar. Okay, so this one I got online. It's Wholesome Live Sweetly Organic Coconut Sugar. It's organic and non-GMO. So I usually use this for baking, I don't really put sugar in my recipes that much. And if I do, it's really not often. But if you want to, you can put coconut sugar. So the good thing about coconut sugar is that it's an equal ratio to brown or white sugar. So here it says that 1 cup of organic coconut palm sugar, it's equal to 1 cup of refined brown and white sugar as far as the sweetness goes. So I like to use this instead of the refined brown or white sugar for sure. But it's an option. If you do use this in your coffee, try not to go more than 2 teaspoons. And if not, then have no sugar at all, or use this stevia sweetener, and it's liquid based. Just a heads up, if you haven't tried stevia before, it is really, the ratio is not nearly the same to any other type of sugar. It's really strong, so do not put tablespoons, teaspoons. These are like drops. I put like 1 or 2 drops, and I taste as I go. It's really strong, so be careful with that. Okay, so moving on to an optional creamer. So I have tried different types of creamers, and the one that I have right now, which is what I'm going to show you, is my soy creamer. It's based out of soy milk, and I love this brand. I like this brand the best for any type of creamer or non-dairy based milks, because they're non-GMO. Okay, so anytime you consume soy or some other types of nuts, try and make sure that they're non-GMO or organic. So here we have soy, because it's the one that I have right now, but I've also used coconut. There's also blends of coconut and soy and almond. I love almond. Actually, it's my favorite type of a non-dairy milk and creamer. So I alternate, and right now during the holidays and sometimes throughout year round, they have flavors, different types of flavors of your creamers. So I tried my pumpkin spice. It was good. It was a different brand though. I tried the peppermint. I didn't really like peppermint. I don't know. I don't like it in creamer or coffee based. I use it as essential oil instead. So, all right. So here's an option. So Ideally, I buy my non-dairy milks and creamers unsweetened. I grabbed this one by mistake, so it's original, but it's only got 1 gram of sugar. So as I always say, watch out for your sugars. But you can see here it only has 1 gram of sugar. And yeah, so again, it's just very small quantity. I don't put that much. And there's one option for you. So I already brewed my coffee in my handy dandy Keurig, and it's 1 cup, so it was easy. And what I do is I adding my 3 spices into the mug before I brew the coffee. The reason why is because the spices are down at the bottom. So if you think about it, the pressure and the heat from the coffee going down to the cup, it helps everything mix really nicely and evened out. So you don't see lumps floating around at the top like sometimes if you put the spices after the fact. So it's optional. You can do that if you want, or if you don't want, you can put it afterwards. It's just me. I mean, I can still see a little bit of things floating around up here. Usually it's a cinnamon because it's lighter in weight, but it's okay. So it's up to you. And all right, so now that I have that, I am going to, so the spices are already in there. I'm going to add a little bit of the creamer so that you can see, depending on how dark you like it, obviously you can adjust it. I already, shake it before you pour it in. I already did. So I think that's enough for me. So now we're gonna mix it. And this creamer soy, the one based off of soy, I find it to be the creamiest. And I like it just a tad bit more. And that's it. So now that I put that in, I then put in my stevia. So I'm gonna put in 2 drops. That's it. So I'm gonna show you, it's a dropper. So it's like that, and you just put in 1, 2 drops and measure as you go. Please do not make it too sweet because then you ruin your coffee. And then you mix it up, and I'm gonna do a quick taste test and see. It's perfect. It is perfect. So, all right, there you have it. That is a quick, simple, easy, delicious, healthy, natural recipe for my coffee lovers or for those who are interested in trying it out. I remember consume in moderation, opt in for organic, and don't consume after noon or 1 p.m. at the latest. And add in all these spices. This is a great excuse to add everything. If you consume tea, you can also use these. So it's really up to you. I also consume tea. But all right, so if you do try this recipe, or if you have any thoughts on any of the spices, if you tried them before, if you have other brands to suggest, and coffee and non-dairy creamers, by all means, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right, until next time.
There must be more to life than this, reaching for the stars.